on a dusty field, on the outskirts of a forgotten village in a country that never existed, I found myself finding that being found is foolish for those who were never lost in the first place. In the afternoons, I'd watch consumed with admiration as the caravans marched towards the holy sands. They were merchants, made of kerosene and scar tissue, swapping broken bones for handfuls of teeth and fond memories. They traded their wares for a little nostalgia of the now upon barren fields of sand and stone that have never known the promise of tomorrow. So I ventured out with the kind of double Dutch hesitation that has your heart skipping beats in your stomach, knotted up like nuptials, knowing that hot sands don't take kindly to cold feet, but even lions have to head for Oz to find their courage. Sometimes I venture out, past the frothy-mouthed camels feeding in a patch of shrub-like cacti, past the broken-down Soviet tanks that have since laid down arms to spend their golden years as jungle gems. I ventured out until I came upon the caravan. The boy holding the called out to me, "Ma ayani up top. You want to play?" I said, "Ha hey, absolutely." Seesaw. No good bastard son of an Arab raised in the land of disbelief. Keep walking. That hurt my feelings a little bit. But at the time, my communication skills were somewhere between comical and non-existent, so we danced. Like a hip-hop concert in the suburbs, all left feet and no hooks, we danced. And as I turned to walk away, that's when he stabbed me in the face. Before I could process what had happened, he had disappeared into a labyrinth of narrow alleyways, so I stopped, looked down at my white tee adorned with a brand new racing stripe of deep crimson, took it off, wrapped it about my temples, and like a Tontiki horseman, I rode my disbelief all the way to my mother's lap in the hospital. She laughed. As I walked in, upon examining the gash on my temple, she laughed again, told me that punctured skin is better than a punctured eye. Walk it off, son. You'll survive. I went home with her, only to find my new arch nemesis standing next to an old man whose tears made heavy his beard. He said, "Jail my grandson for an appointed term, or else take from my flock what reparations you deem adequate." My mother laughed again, told the old man to show her his home, came back late that night and told us she had just delivered a healthy baby girl, sat me down and tried to explain to me how all of man's fortresses must one day crumble. Even dams built from the heavy stones of hatred and exclusion must one day break beneath the rising tide of love and kindness, and as rivers of unapologetic oneness converge upon their natural paths towards oceans of peace, we may one day realize the value of our fellow man. I said, "Yeah, right." Suited up the next day, headed out to the soccer field expecting a fight, but to my surprise, they picked me first. I played my heart out that day and went to bed that night, a little more scar tissue and a whole lot of kerosene.